24 AGM-88 Golf missiles out. Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing wonderfully well and welcome to what should be a really interesting wargame 2025 NATO versus CSTO in Eastern Europe. Today's viewer request is from Gabe McMillan, my friend. He sends lots of interesting scenario possibilities to me. Most of them I can't do just because of a lack of time or whatever. But this one was just so interesting and involved my country that I just had to do it. So this is Gabe's request. 2025. War has broken out between NATO and Russia, but it hasn't gone nuclear yet. An air battle commences over Poland, Lithuania, Kaliningrad and the Suwalki Gap, with Russian forces advancing alongside their ground-based air defences into the gap to create a land bridge to Kaliningrad from Russia mainland, cutting the Baltic states off from the rest of Europe. Let's assume the Europeans are initially largely on their own while the US preps bomber missions for at least a few days. How would the Europeans go about an air war with the Eurofighters and F-35s? Let's assume the EU, by which he probably means Europe, has a few Peregrine missiles at this point. The F-35s can carry 4 AARGM-ERs, the most modern anti-radiation missile from America, internally, and 4 Peregrines also internally in the sidekick compartment. 6 F-35s will conduct a strike mission on enemy air defences while 12 Eurofighters will escort the mostly air-to-ground F-35s. You'll be targeting an S-400 along with Buks and Panzer in the area. Eurofighters can have whatever loadout you like. Eurofighter will jam the Mig-31s and G-BAD radars to help protect the F-35s and help improve the odds of the anti-radiation missiles getting through. These will be interdicted by 12 Mig-31s, Russian aircraft, with R-37M long-range missiles. I'm somewhat concerned that the Mig-31 is overpowered against stealth in DCS, but we'll see how it goes. Do not tell the human pilots on the other team that they will be facing F-35s. Tell them they are interdicting 12 Eurofighters and there may or may not be other aircraft in the area, because that's all Russia would know when scrambling its fighters. In reality, total Eurofighters in Europe outnumber Mig-31s in Russia by somewhere between 2 to 1 and 4 to 1, depending on who you ask how many Mig-31s have been lost in Ukraine. My working theory is that Russia would have a very difficult time defeating the Europeans in an air war without US support, much less against NATO as a whole. My fear is that this means that any NATO application of air power directly against Russia could quickly go nuclear, if the air war went as well for NATO as I suspect it would. And tragically, this means there is no good answer for Ukraine, and that there is a serious risk that Poland and the Baltic states could inadvertently draw NATO into the war if they send troops to Ukraine in response to a likely Russian breakthrough, which I think would likely ultimately lead to tactical nuclear strikes on NATO airfields. Well, that's a very depressing hypothesis, Gabe, but you are a very smart man. Like I said, he sends me very interesting predictions, and a lot of them have come true over the last few years. Right, before we get started, viewers, I'll quickly apologise for my voice. It'll be worse than normal because I also have a cold on top of my other problems, but we'll do the best we can. So here is my version of what Gabe wanted. As usual, I've had to change it a bit for various reasons. The first main change I want to do is the roleplay. Gabe says that the US have not joined the conflict yet because, well, they're not ready. I think that's highly unlikely. I suspect if this happened in real life, the US would be the first on the front line, with F-22 and F-35A squadrons move to East Poland bases immediately. So the roleplay I'm going to change. I'm going to say that the US is out of this war for some reason, because I get the feeling you're probably going to like this and you're probably going to want to follow up. So in my roleplay, as maybe as stupid as it is, the Premier of Russia has put an ultimatum to US. They say that if the US join this conflict directly, they will use tactical nuclear warheads. If they leave Europe to defend itself, then Russian attacks will stay conventional. The US president has agreed to step out and monitor and supply, but not actively participate. Again, it may be silly, but it's a reason to keep the US out for the time being. Which leaves just my beloved Europe. So, the first thing I had to do is model the area, viewers, geography. I don't have this area. We only have about, I don't know, 2, 3, 4% of the planet in DCS, so I have to modify things to make these interesting battles. So I've made the area out of a piece of Scandinavia, actually, but it's all to scale. So you can see the purple lines are borders. Here is Kaliningrad here. Here is Belarus here. Here is Poland. Here is Lithuania. Here is Latvia, Estonia. And the Baltic Sea is here. For reference, this yardstick from here to here is 500 nautical miles, or 575 land miles. The countries in blue are NATO countries. The countries in red are CSTO countries. Joining Kaliningrad and Belarus is, of course, the Suwalki Gap here. Today's mission, as Gabe requested, is all about taking out a Russian SAM. So, in my roleplay, Russia has moved an S-400 battery with supporting elements to the northwest corner of Belarus here. Note the range ring. With the 48N series missiles, the S-400 has a range of around 160 miles, and you can see that range ring there. That punches all the way into most of Lithuania and a lot of Poland, and therefore it must be removed. Before we go into the details, let's have a look at the overview. So NATO today will have 6 F-35As doing seed. They will be Italian. 8 Typhoon GR4s, air-to-air. They will be from UK. 4 EF-2000s. They will also be air-to-air, and they will be Spanish. Electronic warfare today will come from Germany. 3 Tornado ECSs, electronic warfare. And there will be 3 Patriot SAM sites today. CSTO elements, there will be 8 Russian Mig-31s, 4 Russian Su-57s, 1 SA-21, that's an S-400, 1 SA-17, that's a Buk, and 2 SA-22, that's Panzer. Closer look at the SAMs, you can see range rings for everything. So S-400, Buk, Panzer. For NATO, Patriot, Patriot, Patriot. These are not where the real sites are. I've just had a guess, or configured it for this scenario, should I say. The Russian SAMs will have the SA-21 battery here. They will have 4 48N series launchers and 2 multi-launchers with 48N and 9M96 defense missiles. They will have Panzer here, and I've used the most recent SM variant to give them the best chance. 1 there, and the SA-17 is there to defend the SA-21. For all Patriots, I've put a nominal sight in of PAC-2, so each site has 4 PAC-2 launchers, so 16 missiles, all oriented towards the threat, obviously. In terms of aircraft, so NATO are doing a seed strike, as requested by Gabe, with an air-to-air contingent for distraction with electronic warfare protection. So, the strike is coming from 6 Italian F-35As, flying from, wow, nearly 300 nautical miles, so about 350 land miles to the west. Each of those will be equipped with just 4 AARGM-ER. So this is the AGM-88 Golf, the most modern variant of the AGM-88 series missiles. There was the AGM-88C, the HARM, then there was the E, the AARGM, and then there's this, the G, the AARGM-ER. It's long range, it's air breathing, and it's designed to fit in the bomb bay, the weapons bay of the F-35, so it can go completely stealth mode, which is what we're going to see today. Gabe wanted Peregrine missiles, futuristic, very small US missiles in the scientific bay. I think that's highly unrealistic that Peregrine would even be in service by 2025, let alone on European wings and integrated, so I'm going to leave that out. We might as well try and keep the loadouts as realistic as we can. Those F-35s will travel to nearly 300 miles. At steer point 1, they will put the afterburners on and move up to Mark 1.6, where they will release their missiles here at steer point 2. They do that because these missiles are only partially stealthy or low observability. They will be shot at, like the AGM-88C HARM. Like the HARM, the best offense it has is speed. So the closer and the faster and the higher we can launch it, the faster it will impact the site, the harder it's going to be to defend. At this point you say, why can it get so close? Well, the S-400 can shoot down a 4th gen jet at 160 miles, this ring here. But it can only shoot down a fully stealth jet F-35, F-22 at, well, no one knows. so we have to guess and put in role play. I've said 45 miles, so I've drawn this pink ring here at 45 miles. If an F-35 goes in that ring, then they'll magically explode. That's me simulating them getting too close to the S-400. So they'll launch their missiles, time on target, hope to overwhelm the various defences, and then they'll head west for a couple of 100 miles and land in this fictitious base in Poland, refuel, and off they go back to Italy. Thank you, Italy. Now, Gabe wanted 4th-gen fighters escorting the F-35s, which sounds perfectly good. Now, I don't want the Typhoons to fly with the F-35s, because obviously I don't want to draw attention to the F-35s. I want them to fly a different direction, as misdirection, which seems perfectly feasible plan to me. So, they're going to start in a base in the east of Poland, 100 miles from the Belarus border. There will be 12, a coalition. 8 will be 2 flights of UK Typhoon GR4s, and 4 will be Spanish EF-2000s, more or less the same jet. Sorry about the liveries, I only have 1 livery per plane just to keep file sizes down. All today will be equipped with an air-to-air loadout. Spain and Britain both run Meteor long-range missiles. So 4 Meteor long-range missiles, each with a range of about 100 miles. Full fuel tanks, and a couple of ASRAMs for self-defense. I'm not sure if Spain runs ASRAM or another missile. It doesn't matter. It'll be close enough for today. As I said, their job is misdirection. They will take off and keep very low, just a few hundred feet above the ground. That will give them protection from the S-400, of which they will only be about 110 miles away from. They'll move to steer point 1 and then this steer point here. Here they will meet up with their electronic warfare protection. This will make sure that S-400 over time can't target them. It means that they can fly up to about 80 miles away from the S-400 and the S-400 won't be able to shoot. And that's going to allow the Eurofighters to get round in a big arc here to the other side of the S-400. Each electronic warfare jet will be German Tornado ECSs played by IDSs today. The actual jamming will be fake today. It'll all be done by roleplay viewers, but that's fine. Each will fly with each 4-ship of Typhoons, offer the protection, again allowing the Eurofighters to get around this 80-mile arc. At low level, the Typhoons will pass through Poland, through Kaliningrad, past the gap, through Lithuania to this point here. They will wait for ISR BDA that the SA-21 is down. If that doesn't come, then they will just RTB to this base here. If that message does come, then they will engage, because almost certainly Russia will be shadowing them. These are not stealth jets, obviously. In terms of Russia today, they will have 12 jets as well. Mostly Mig-31 as Gabe requested, and the Mig-31s will be operating from a fictitious base in fictitious Belarus here. Each MiG-31 will have the dreaded R-37M that Gabe was worried about, and a lot of people are worried about. R-37M here, range well over 100 miles, about 150 miles. It can reach Mark 5, but it is not a hypersonic missile. That's important to understand that. And it's almost certainly over-modelled in DCS, but no one really knows. And 4 Archers for self-defense. Those 8 aircraft will take off, and they will shadow the Typhoons and the EF-2000s. They won't just charge towards them, because an incursion hasn't actually happened in Cisco territory yet. So they will observe and wait to see what happens. As well as that, we had to throw in some Su-57s, didn't we, viewers? We so rarely get to use them, so we might as well do that. This fictitious base here, Su-57s will do exactly the same. They will shadow and posture themselves to cut off any incursions based on the Typhoon's current vector. They will be armed with their low observability loadout of 4 R-77Ms, which is going to be similar to an AMRAAM, similar to a very modern AMRAAM, and a couple of Archers for self-defense. In terms of radar cross-sections today, I forgot to put it up here on the board, but F-35 will be 0.002 square meters, meaning they can be shot at by an aircraft at about 20 miles. The Su-57, I have 2 variants I run, one with ram coating, one without ram coating, and I never know which one I'm supposed to use because no one knows. So today I'm using the one without ram coating, meaning it has a radar cross-section of 0.12 square meters. It can be shot at about 40 or 50 miles, and that's today's scenario, viewers. 3, 2, 1, go. Viewers, welcome to, I guess, Northeast Europe. First time we've done a mission here, and it should be very exciting. Distances are all to scale today, viewers, which means it's going to take time. So we'll do some fast forwarding because we're on single player. I remember Gabe requested that humans fly in this. It's just not feasible, viewers. There are a few technical reasons why we're struggling to get humans into these modern battles, but most importantly, they've told me they don't want to fly the modern planes. They don't want to fly anything more modern than kind of mid-90s, which I completely understand. Those old planes are much more fun to fly than modern planes, and I don't want to force them to. So for modern stuff, it's going to be AI, which is fine. That's just how it is. Italian F-35 Ace up. Just ignore the liveries today, viewers. I only maintain one or a couple of liveries per aircraft to help me out. In case you skipped the briefing, there will be anti-radiation armed with 4 AGM-88 Golf low observability anti-radiation missiles. Tornadoes, IDSs, playing ECSs that Germany still run as their electronic warfare. Think of it as America's Growler, F-18G. Tornado, I guess really a European relic now mostly, but still in service, and if this war did happen, they would almost certainly be part of it. No Russians in the air yet. Remember, they're responding to what they can see. They can't yet see the tornadoes, which are at, ground level. They will not see anything until the Eurofighters start taking off and getting to a bit of altitude. Speaking of which, here are the Eurofighters. We've got 8 from UK. We've got 4 from, oh God, I've forgotten, Spain. This is, I guess, what would happen. NATO, European countries would come together, supply what jets they can, the most modern variants of those jets, and fight together. I've kept the battle fairly small today, viewers, just 12 versus 12, plus some stealth aircraft. When I started building it, I thought, let's just go all-out war. Let's just have 100 versus 100 or 200 versus 200. Then I thought, you know what, let's just keep it focused. And plus, let's keep it more or less as Gabe wanted it, which is 12 versus 12, which is obviously a more realistic mission. In real life, you'd never have these hundreds versus hundreds battles. They're really just for fun only. It appears the first Typhoon has got stuck. What's going on? Waiting for the elephant walk. I went to RAF Coningsby in my country, England, the other day, viewers, which is where I think most of our Typhoons are based. Although I didn't get to see any Typhoons, which was a bit weird. It's a massive base, massive base. The poor Spaniards are stuck here, waiting for everyone else to take off. That is most unfortunate. Right, as I said, we're in single player, so we have the luxury of speeding things up, viewers. So let's speed stuff up and watch from the overview. Some questions I have for you, as ever, because, I'm no fountain of knowledge. So you've got these two CSTO countries here, Kaliningrad and Belarus, allied with Russia and, a few other states. But why the geography? Why, after the curtain fall, didn't Kaliningrad become blue? Why didn't they become NATO? What is that? And such a, difficult setup to have to rely on the Suwalki Gap here in case of any conflict. It's just strange. I would love to know. I haven't had a chance to look into it. I'd love to know the background behind that, viewers. Right, the first tornadoes are going to pick up their protectorate or charge. We don't have area of effect jammers that Growlers and other types of aircraft use in DCS, viewers, hence we have to do it via roleplay like this. So I put the tornado with them, I temporarily make them invisible to radar while the tornado is with them, and then when the tornado leaves, then I make them visible again. So at least I have that functionality. Spaniards getting airborne. Question for you, viewers: why did the various participants in the Eurofighter project call it a different thing? Britain called it a Typhoon. Germany called it a Eurofighter. It's either Spain or Italy called it an EF-2000. Why doesn't everyone just call it the same damn name? Everyone just being awkward, in my opinion. It's a great plane, viewers. I certainly wouldn't want to meet one in air-to-air combat, put it that way. Although it's 4th gen, it is low observability. I've got them set to, oh, I've actually forgotten now, 0.6 or 7 square meter radar cross section. So it can only be shot at about, I don't know, 70, maybe 80 miles. So we won't see any huge shots on it today. Or, well, in theory anyway. Right, viewers, as I don't want to waste your time. Oh, we've got the various aircraft in. Despite the radar cross-section, those aircraft, including the jamming tornadoes, have been picked up, and we have a flight of Mig-31s airborne from that base there with the nasty R-37M, range 160 miles. It's actually not a new missile per se, viewers. It's a modernised variant of an old missile. A bit like if America decided to make a modern variant of their AIM-54 Phoenix. So I'm skeptical about its real-life performance, but I will remain open-minded. Viewers, did you see in the news the downing of one of Russia's 2 stealth drones at the Su-57? What do you think of that? I didn't even know it existed until I saw it in the news. Su-57's there doing Su-57 things. Right, viewers, we can now speed things up. So, in the roleplay, the Tornadoes are now protecting the Eurofighters from hostile radar tracking. The F-35s are slowly meandering their way are they in Super Cruise? No, they're in subsonic cruise. And we can speed things up. So, let's see how we go. Hopefully nothing goes wrong here. Something did go wrong. Look at that. Look at that. Some missiles fired. Did you see that? 2 Grumbles fired. Well, it just shows. Someone went a bit too high, or someone used their jammer wrong. Someone did something wrong. But either way, both missiles missed. Huh. Hasn't happened before. It just shows you never know what's going to happen, viewers. And I certainly don't know who's going to win. And, well, it begs the question, what is winning? I suppose winning is the F-35s taking out the S-400s, but it's never that simple, is it, viewers? So my roleplay here is that the Russians know the Eurofighters are doing this move around here, but they're not in they're not in red territory per se. I know they're crossing across Kaliningrad here, but they're not, you know, in red territory proper. So they're doing a shadowing move. They are shadowing the Eurofighters. They know roughly where they are. They just can't target them, you know, because of the jammers. So they're shadowing them here, and they're predicting if they incur, which they probably are because there's 12 of them, where they're going to incur over the border, and that's where they set up their defence. There's no point in them just charging in to NATO land because they'll get shot by, you know, Patriots and stuff. So they've got to be a bit smart about it. As well as that, the Mig-31 is a long-range interceptor. It is debatably the world's worst aircraft in close, you know, within 20, 30-mile combat. So it does not want to charge in and get close to the Eurofighters. The Su-57, maybe. Mig-31's not so much. So they want to shadow and wait and snipe. Kind of like they do in real life. Anyway, speed up. We started at 1100 hours. It's now 1120. So 20 minutes in. Lightnings are 70 nautical miles away from their firing point. Soon they'll turn their cans on and start accelerating. So, based on the Typhoon flight here, approaching that way, they're going to assume that the incursion is around here. Therefore, the Felons are being sent up here and vectored in there to intercept them. This Mig-31 flight will intercept them on the side, and this one will come in from behind. Alright, F-35s turn their afterburners on. They've actually got out of formation for some reason, which is really annoying. Again, never know what's going to happen until you run it, viewers. Let's hope it still works. So they're going to speed up to now up to their maximum speed of Mach 1.6 as limited by their engine. Fire the missile. Remember, they want to get as fast as they possibly can to make their missile as fast as it can possibly be so that it has the best chance of beating the defences. Distance in nautical miles from their target now. 60 nautical miles. The target has no chance of seeing the F-35, or they might be able to see them, you know, what is seeing. They might know something's there, but they certainly can't track them. You can't track them, you can't shoot them. In the sim, they just don't know they're there at the moment. We haven't seen much from the Typhoons. So they've been bopping along like this. The roleplay is they're actually a little bit lower. I just didn't want to risk hitting them into the ground. It's just not worth it in the sim. So I've had them a few hundred feet higher. But you can imagine, you know, how low they are. About 300 feet from the ground. The same with the IDSs. Oh! ECS is turning away. That's his mission over. So the protection of the... Pause! Sorry, viewers. I've just missed this. AGM-88 Golf missiles out. You would not want to be the receiving end. It's all happening. It's all happening now. That's why the ECSs have left and they're heading for base. Tornadoes are turning home. Let's have a look at the missiles. So, 2,300 knots, about 4 times the speed of sound. Do we have a response? Yes, we do. S-400 is smashing out 4AN series missiles. And 9M96. 9M96 are the closer range defense missiles. That's probably what they should rely on if they're going to be smart. AARGM-ER is 2,100 knots, about, I don't know, 3 times the speed of sound. Right now, what's going to happen? Growlers, hit. Hit. They are not super stealth missiles, viewers. They're low observability, but not stealth. And S-400 would almost certainly be able to see them. But look at the speed they're coming in at. 2,200 knots at 17,000 feet with their sustainer engines. Are they going to get through? Are they going to get through? .24 SAM's been... Oh, God, they shook out a whole bunch of them. That's bad. Come on, go faster. 1,700 knots. Unfortunately, they are all out of power. Wow, even the Panzers started shooting them. They fired 28 SAMs and a lot of bullets at them. I'm going to pause it at that point, viewers. Now, you'll see that the unit is not actually destroyed. There's a bug with them at the moment. They're offsetting by a few hundred feet and hitting in no man's land here. Obviously, in real life, they would have hit the radar. So I'm going to play them that they've hit the radar. So what should happen now, if the scripting works, it says, if a missile comes within half a mile of this, it should be deactivated. So it should just disappear now. Or not. Oh, it's also... Right, it's disappeared. So it's been taken out. I think we can all agree on that. Grumble did get shot, but I don't know what at. Right, so we're going to try and catch up what's going on. The Lightnings have now turned away and they're going home. The Tornadoes are now... Or one of them's turned away and going home. Eurofighters have now got the message. The Big Bird is down and they're now heading into combat to take on the MiG-31s. So what they've done here, viewers, is made sure that all Russian air defense of this area is misdirected away from those F-35s. Remember, the F-35 isn't actually very stealthy from behind. Those MiG-31s could possibly lock on them and fire missiles at them from behind. So, all Russian aircraft now fully committed. Distance between the two is relatively small, and the reason the Russians haven't fired is because the Eurofighters are at low level. Remember, you can only fire a long-range missile really far, wow, if the target is high and fast, and these are not yet high and fast, although they will be soon. Red have fired their first R-37s. 3 R-37s M's out. They'll go up to a maximum speed of Mach 5. Note, this does not make them hypersonic. Briefly, going above Mach 5 does not make a missile a hypersonic missile. If that were true, then AIM-54 Phoenixes will be hypersonic missiles. Right, Meteor's now out in response. The battle about 70 miles, 80 miles between each. This is an air-breathing ramjet engine, ducted ramjet engine. I'm sure you will notice, I don't know why I'm even saying it. We've now got 12 R-37s out. Wowee! 12 viewers. Now here's why you have to worry. It's nasty, nasty stuff. Look at that, 3,300 knots. 5 times the speed of sound briefly. Off burn now. Right. Distance between fronts now. 50 miles. Remember, the firing range was reduced. R-37Ms from these guys here. So, axe heads coming from 2 aspects here. Su-57s approaching from the flank, running a little bit behind. So far, Russia has fired 15 missiles and stuff's happening all too fast. Eurofighter. Bang. Next Eurofighter has evaded. This Eurofighter burning away. Axe head just went straight past his face. Oh my goodness. Onto the map. Uh-oh. Another axe head. Eurofighters doing all they can to dodge. They're just so fast. Just such a dangerous... Oh, no. 3 Eurofighters down, and they're all being peppered now. Run, 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 run! Oh, no. Oh, it's happening very fast. All that back rank of Spaniards are going to be shot at. Oh, I don't know. Meteor's just so slow. Down to 1,400 knots. Go on, Meteor. Take your Rowenge. 4 Eurofighters down. Bad, bad, bad. 1 Mig-31 down. 2 Mig-31 down. 3 Mig... Oh, I just went straight into it. Way too committed. Haven't seen a Meteor being fired yet. There we go. Meteors need to be fired high and fast. Which is why the Eurofighters had to wait to get high and fast. They physically will not work if you fire them low and slow. More axe heads coming in. Oh, but look at this. Meteors smashing into the Mig-31s now. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Pop. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, chase him down. Evaded. Wow, 6 MiGs down, 5 Eurofighters. When did that turn around? At some point. Eurofighters just done excellent evasion. Now here's the difference. A Eurofighter is kinematically one of the best fighters in the world. It can kinematically evade missiles. A MiG-31 is not low observability and it is kinematically a freaking dinosaur. It cannot dodge these even relatively slow meteors. So that's an advantage that the NATO fighters have. It shows kinematics are never useless. Down. So far NATO doing well. Another Eurofighter down. So far 6 Eurofighters down. 7 MiGs down. Oh no, here come the adders from the Su-57s. So they were fired about 100 miles away by the looks of it. So they're running out of steam or running out of something. But they will have more. One good thing is that the... Oh look, a Meteor went after that Su-57. Have some of that, sir. He's evaded it. Low observability will help with that. They were about 4 or 5 times as stealthy as the Eurofighters. So they're going to beat missiles better. And the kinematics are, I don't know how good the kinematics are. Probably about the same. That's a Eurofighter out at the hands of an improved adder from a Su-57. And probably another one, Meteor being fired in response. Oh, he fired. So the Su-57s are now in firing range. He's stalled himself out pretty much. Got to get his airspeed back. Dive down. Well done, sir. Right, Meteor out. That will air... Oh, God, we're in big trouble. Just so many Eurofighters. 9 Eurofighters down. It's the Su-57s are the problem now. And the last MiG-31 just sent a smasheroonie in from the side. Nothing they can do about that. That was Mark 3 or 4 when it hit him. Freaking unbelievable. What a battlefield. Right, but we're not out of it yet. We've still got 2 Eurofighters. Although they are being chased by missiles. And the Su-57 just went down. Herald! Huzzah! And we've still got a couple of Meteors in the air, although this guy has been chased by this improved adder. Range about 100 miles again. Mark 4 missile. And it's all that kind of... Oh, God. He stalled himself out. It's Plonker Spaniard pilots. What are they doing? He stalled himself. Look at the angle of the smoke. Oh, so frustrating. Sorry, viewers, that's all his fault. He should have just gone fast and he would have been fine, but I guess there's your problem with AI, right? Meteor chasing this Su-57 down. Oh, it's chased, really has chased him all the way down to the ground, though. Down here, the missile's not very good. It'll barely get supersonic. And it's been defeated by the low observability of the, what is that called? Phalon, isn't it? Use them in ages. Yeah, Phalon doing bloody well, actually. This Eurofighter, he's out of long-range sticks. On our program, all combatants today, once out of long... I'm trying to keep it moderately realistic. Once out of long-range weapons to RTB. Although, annoyingly, he's going to probably get shot by the Book. Again, another problem with AI viewers, but fingers crossed he survives. The only problem now is Su-57. He's got blood in his nostrils, and he's going for the tornadoes, which is a problem. I guess in real life, at this point, the tornadoes would know to turn the afterburners on and get friggin' shifting. They could do Mark 1.6 or something like that. Possibly we'd have some other fighters in the area to scramble to intercept the Su-57s. But let's run it through, see what happens. The F-35s are protected because the mission, well, worked. Right, I'm going to speed up now, viewers. What's going to happen? Have these Phalons still got any missiles left? I don't know. Because they're in the weapons base, so you can't tell. Can a Patriot see it? 0.12 square meters. Yes, it almost certainly can see it. Probably at its full range. Very powerful radar. Literally just as I said it. Pack 2, out it comes. Yeah, now, has he got it in time? Probably has. Oh, I don't know. That's touch and go. I'm afraid we may lose a Tonka. Yep, not much he can do. Huh. No, not much he can do. Right, now, can Su-57 defeat missile? As I said, it's a good, solid system, the Patriot. There's no reason, really, to my mind, why it couldn't attack this version of the Su-57. Yeah, it's got him. It's got him. Pop. Would it be able to do that in real life without line of sight? No, it probably wouldn't. It probably would have lost line of sight, in my opinion, at this point. I wouldn't be able to track, but, you know, DCS is a little bit liberal with the facts. I'm interviewing another Patriot operator tomorrow, actually, and despite what people believe, they can't be guided in by AWACS and stuff. It's fictitious, should I say, the Pack 2. So it probably wasn't possible. But you know what? It takes another fail on off the board, so I'm happy with it. And that's it. The rest are RTB. Right, viewers. So, 9 Russian aircraft shot down. 7 Mig-31 and 2 Su-57. Russia's fired 31 beyond visual range missiles, 20 axe heads, and about 10 adders. 29 SAMs, 21 Grumbles, and 8 9M96 at a cost of $500 million equivalent. NATO lost 11 aircraft, all Eurofighter variants, so only 1 Eurofighter survived, and amazingly didn't get shot at by the SAM, but whatever. And they're all chasing, I've just realised. Ah, right. That might get a bit worse, mightn't it? He's got no axe heads left. He's got no axe heads left. Ah, I believe it's an axe head. Yeah, dead. Yeah. 12 Eurofighters down. We fired 25 Meteor missiles, so less than the Russians fired at us, but so be it. We fired 1 SAM, a Pack 2, and 24 AARGM-ERs at a cost of, wow, an eye-watering $1.6 billion, viewers. Who won? Well, NATO took out the S-400, which is a $0.3 billion system. You know, all those radars would have been peppered with shrapnel and whatnot, so it's all down. So probably $0.8 billion damage to Russia, really. Although, monetary terms, we have taken the biggest damage. Our fighters cost so much more than Russian fighters. Our SAMs cost so much more than Russian SAMs and all that stuff. I don't know, mission complete, but, yeah, a very sore chin. Let me know what you think, viewers. I found that actually quite fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and bye-bye.